you ever wondered why some of the most famous views in Paris feel less like a city and more like a trophy room? Napoleon Bonaparte once decided that Paris shouldn't just be a place where people live. It should be a monument to his glory. Every bridge, every stone was meant to be a trophy of his victories. We've traveled from the stone pioneers of the 16th century to the golden luxury of the Belle Époque. But the Paris we know today wouldn't exist without one man's obsession with order and glory. At the start of the 19th century, Napoleon decided to transform the city. He began replacing old wooden structures with modern metal ones, giving them names that echoed across Europe. He actually built 3 major bridges, each with its own unique purpose. For example, the Pont d'Austerlitz, named after his greatest military triumph to move his troops efficiently. Then came the Pont des Arts, which was a completely new concept, the city's very first iron bridge, designed not for soldiers, but as a beautiful, raised pedestrian walkway. And finally, there was the Pont d'Iéna, which today serves as the perfect path between the Eiffel Tower and the Trocadero. Notice the 5 grand arches and the sculptures of 4 warriors. Napoleon didn't just build these to move troops or connect the banks. He wanted to anchor the city's identity in the strength and elegance of his empire. He paved the banks, decorated the squares, and turned the Seine into a monumental stage for his grand ambitions. His obsession with redesigning Paris didn't stop at the riverbanks. We're definitely going to look at how he completely reshaped the city's streets and grand monuments in a separate episode. So make sure to look out for that. But for now, let's move a bit further down the river, past Napoleon's era. The desire to build modern iron bridges across the Seine continued long after his reign. Further downstream, we find the Passerelle Léopold Sédar Senghor. It looks incredibly light, almost airy, with its elegant wooden deck. But don't let that delicate look fool you. This bridge is a marvel of engineering. Its steel structure was actually built by the company founded by Gustave Eiffel himself. It's a beautiful blend of strength and grace. Originally named after the Battle of Solferino, it was renamed in 2006 to honor the Senegalese poet and president. We obviously can't visit all 37 bridges today, but these highlights show us why they are so vital. If you want to understand the character of a city, just look at its bridges. In Paris, every bridge is a story, written in stone and steel across the water. But what about the river itself? The Seine is the very reason Paris exists. It starts in Burgundy and flows all the way to the English Channel, splitting the city into the iconic right and left banks. If you really want to feel the pulse of the city, you have to see it from the water. Taking a cruise on a bateau mouche is an unforgettable experience. Paris reveals secrets from the water that you simply can't see from the street. Today, the Seine looks calm and poetic, but it hasn't always been a peaceful neighbor. Since the 16th century, the river has reminded the city of its power through several major floods. The most famous occurred in 1910, when the water rose nearly 9 meters. Just look at this archival footage. It captures the city at a complete standstill. You can see how the streets were literally turned into canals, with people forced to navigate Paris by boat. But the river didn't just stay on the streets. It even reached the underground halls of the Louvre. Imagine the panic. As staff and soldiers rushed to rescue thousands of priceless treasures from the rising tide in the museum's cellars. As you walk along the quays, you might notice something unusual: the peniches, or houseboats. When commercial traffic on the river slowed down, these cargo barges were transformed into floating residences and offices. Living on the water in Paris is a rare, stylish, and very expensive dream. Prices can start at 300,000 euros and climb into the millions. It's a small, exclusive community. Even celebrities like the legendary actor Pierre Richard have called these floating homes their own. 37 bridges, 2 banks, and 1 timeless river. We've seen the history, the drama, and the beauty of the Seine. But the bridges were just the beginning. Paris has so many layers that the average tourist never even suspects are there. In our upcoming episodes, we're going to look behind the curtain of the postcard views. Our goal is to help you truly understand the soul of this city. Thank you so much for being with us on this journey across the Seine. Before we move on, we'd love to hear from you. Which of the bridges we've explored together stole your heart? Was it the golden luxury of the Pont Alexandre III, or perhaps the oldest one, Pont Neuf? Share your favorite with us in the comments below. If you enjoyed this series, please give this video a like. Your support means a lot for us. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you can join us as we step behind the curtain of the next Parisian secret. Our journey through the City of Light is only just beginning. We'll see you in our next discovery.